So aba member b'ekitebe mubayibulya tukanegociatinga noti okwa StarTimes esiwiri kikyali kitwali considering but no, this is money that we are entitled to. Netwamalangera ne responsibility y'ekitebe erikwa mwakwamanya kitwali mwako tukadimaninga eshasende esyo neru a government muya chikola intentional erisohotinga nekosi activities esyatukaraninga omwa mobilization y'ekitebe sirikiri bya done and indeed kwa ruhande olwoni bakana succeeding because the mobilization y'ekitebe when there you need some funds. You may not need all the money in the world, but at least you need some funds. So ekyo mbana succeeding because ukasangana shyatsenga twatike mobilization twase to say wait kandi bana say wait mobilization ekaita a transport ekaita obwallowance buke burikodesya meeting ukaita endatuka kole mobilization at all levels of village, district and national level. Every sebe kaita funding nero the government might suffocating akusebo nero trauma isangana situation eshasende esyo.
So esa henu for example ngekasese how are you operating in terms of ba supporter benyu bamabarundia bakabatunga bati in case bamanzo boherezya bose
Try developing a social network Asia platforms. Twitter platforms one kwa Twitter, Twitter kwa Facebook, Twitter kwa WhatsApp, echone chom. Echaka vet ya bebite media ya radio. Ngesa henu ngali kwa TV ya tayari. Ngamaza nakola karangu kwa TV depending ngana na sende seria for TV. Rungalaba karangu dibanono emebe ya cooperating ram find our offices here and there and there and there. So we are operating as of now kwa level ye district because esya sub-regional offices in yesa sesi kolereki sesi chingi but the regional offices and the national office those are operational. Kandi situation yeyi ikibya temporary siye ndini bya permanent.
Omuntu sanga kirangiranga ekitunga kinemu Amaani. You are a newly opposition party. So mwamachukiraho 2 terms imune opposing a government. Mwamachukiraho are closing. Aren't we maybe even by 2031 tukarangira ne nobukira bwenyu bukuru ekavure hali Kampala nabwe bukachenga.
Ekibuye ky'abana Uganda banasitikanda mbere. Abandi abanawota ma TV, abandi bakawekera ma radio ne social media. Banomuwa okwasya abductions, banamuwa okwa illegal detentions, banomuwa n'abandi who are fleeing the country because of the tyranny that is in the country right now. Nero, we are glad that at least people are aware. So some challenges yatukabana, but tukitu no basobora why. Sengama bukusobora nyeti. A resistance a government mwika na hiraho ensuring that tulebana that iPod money it was one way of fighting the party na rubindu tukano bisobora abantu even ibe ketu byako it is not because of our own making, it is a creation a government ikahiraho so that about suffocating to be stronger homol Naru, we are aware of all of those because abantu banene tukatukingira mu opposition. We know those are the challenges we are going to experience. Hariyangesa hayano is sub-regional office mwakasese yes yama closing but as in the offices as no constituency level so no operational scenario. Naru head office once they regain back send shaba suppose they bakaba na
hatia tukarangira as you are saying in those offices are there. But we look at them as individual offices. Hata for example, office hata wamaletaya hano owao ekameiba hano. Which means now it has become more of an individual project. Maybe even in Ibundibujo the same, maybe in Fort Portal the same. So aren't you now driving the party kwa individual levels? In case you are not there, which means someone else, if he's not able to volunteer, then the
good thing is that it's where our catching offices, we already leaders of my party. we know what to do. We know the values, we know the principles. So sahale change actually different. I cannot say, I always tell my friends to desist from the word saying my or I. Kuanga call achievement here jite isu wabuti ninjanga maleko angu wakole say plural form kundishika encouraging aband. Now it as leaders adebya tene mundu weyisha. Me I'm the chairman of the party. So tuna ngachingole office ye party ngachingura aba members nishabadi sisi chite. Can still ngamabi disuruwako it is easier for abantu alisango bakakola judgment kubetwe office omundu yakara ningayo nganeyewe. How we answer a chite narecholo mererwa yero normal like kitwenga abantu twaye hayo. We have other members of us babi aba candidate babere tukolese office and we are operating there ngabo lechero omuna wajinga mabo operating omwanya because a office obutukubunga nabi siche kizimbe kya okalangera betu ebya mukakoleramu gundi ya ideology chite. So mama mo nomukola bintu ebiso moto birwako situation problem. So me as the leader of NUP ngana sicha rekola ngamabi babura ndibanu ngatwabichungora office bolebe na bolebe ke still yamabani ya reaching enenge babwera iti office yamachenga habo busana ubuno ngoko tunobasoborera on the reason why sub-regional offices are very closing with an exception of a few esichine operational chitebisikayo tisangana kufingiri funding for as long as it takes.
Wasija kutsiba omusamaliri owechinemba eche tayari DStv tuli na basisa Brian kando ono ni high ranking member ni chairperson owe NUP hano omwa Kasese district tunemukani okumyatsi eiche ya mtinamuma na hanyuma yeri chimenyerera inde NUP yabiri chinga ofisi yukwabo halia omatown hano Makasese municipality then tukarangera omukuru basisa ofisi yuku atayiri owe hano ekamaiba so tukazere menyerera na busana nachi echi chikakoleka chicha beitukani ngakuminsaya indi tukakanaya tukekanya nukumyati opposition hano Makasese district hanyuma yeri chimenyerera indi opposition overwhelmingly muya losing oko ba member ba parliament mu batarabya no muma then wa maso kwa ba councillors ba utre muma babere then wa maso ko ba LC3 chairpersons abe shogombora mutina ni town council na ukarangira ba utre almost okowombora ani nini esi hano Makasese district ukaya ba utre shogombora munan so tukanze minya nabusana nachi obu banginaba bumenyikaro bukakangana yende opposition it is no more hano Makasese so tukanzere kanya konayo atubere iyo ensonga si opposition akasirangrati weitu basisi itunemwende mbere no mukanya ukwetu abantu bakanzere eriminya maringikanya wao akaruru aka 2026 iwe muakarangira out.
In my life, singers are a trap. Kande ngale mundu I always act in a neutral way. I agree, Makasese twinga opposition to can have extremely divided. Kande ngale mumo kwa bandu who saw it coming. I told some of my senior other leaders from other political party opposition, yet twamanza elibiting at the NRA government. Suko wa uniting anga chitabe. Even if we have differences, but let us come up with one common goal. Ngamabere an example, nyete, tomatu witi vikaro, ngamoka, ebya MOP. Bulumundu walangere aha witi Amaani manen. Tusuke owa ikolamu mubidi. Ebya NRA mwebi bikindi asari nyuma. Unfortunately, mbata hulekerere. Kundi obole mundu mwayuwene munene na kende troko. Echabeche ruiremu, tomatu sivantoli. Of course, itoba ntwangana bire, government kutera mu kikuba ekyebigina akalolo betuke even the save or other challenges still look itwe opposition changa bere better a government run NRM government iyatwiba betu itwa bisukoba kole strategy yo but unfortunately strategy yemu tarakolayo
so honorable unemukane okwibiba betu kande up to now I've never seen one of you coming out with evidence eyerimwiba but obuli mundu akaclaiming erimwiba obuli mundu akaclaiming erimwiba mwangina rwayo nobujulizi obukakangana ya mazima mubabiba hano buneho
obujulizi obutukubunga nabe bakabu presenting omwa court tis evident ahaba kakangana abati wamabya uwabirimu wamabya unautirimu lugunya lyawo angulu waya haba omwa court. So one of our candidates obo busongora thought muba mwiba openly abya betula musango omwa court. So tukendelenderera elangire bikalwayo itonga bayo kwatali center mutolangera what had happened ukalangeresha figures musabi exaggerated bama manipulating a system naruke bama yeraho sort of very intimidating unukasangana kwatali center ukole kwesha layers isatu shaba sirikali abasirikali bakabya banene okwa abandu abali selected eliasesa witnessing chikabya mwatali center. If you do not have an opportunity langere videos ngesa kungana videos obukakangana ya a presence ya police na basirikali iba no mwatali center waka intimidating abantu obobo naho. So wame ukanze evidence event bekasiro mwa court. So omusha kukati kangalengana nyi bakasaba kamike mwa court akipreventing akikangana evidence yosi akalongo muke.
But apart from Katika who also lost oko level ya magistrates court so amando mu high court is there anyone else or akabwate me this and that akarurumu bakahambamu maybe
tunawuta yabande ngende preserving government awabo because it was balde basa open libwa ngo bakaye hababa bamaba bahababire maybe sibale batilangera appropriate ari sango bakatubura ngaba hababire kundobolo munda kana barobeho between n'abande ababiri mu gunya bati babiri biba ngabere kusobora nti akaluba kakiba mama barame nganabe akaluba ngana kiba mama bare ballot staffing akaluba ngana kiba mama bare eye exaggerating sha figures kwa shadia form akaluba kakiba ibabiri wola ya shadia form akaluba ngana kiba ibabiri bo habandu abatolere bakalenda akaluba kakiba through voter bribery. So eriva muri kichirangero kwa line ngom eriva nimebere menganabe that's why they call it rigging. So abandi babiri mu rugunya but wibuko utine real hababero musango nacho chirikwe financial implication ukasangana omundu nabike ina bisikobo ulainge nyumba yuwasa mundu naberetse mbayo. So abandi akabalangira ati amabiri kola malosi mangahungao kena minyati hali na era sende mbere can still with the system ya tule mwanuke still mundu bamude na ingachi bambu na inga right yewe area kemengi victory yewe abandi they risk take ukola ngiro mundu nache mbwatu no inje ngabiri luzinga bendo benganabe. So I will not just stay down, I should just continue with the process back I but echaba kola kati kandi mubande wabya hali chikabya evident chitimu biba abantu at every level only so, mundu bakamwera in different forms.
Honorable me I observed one thing wamakanyo kwa division what opposition you are divided wamakanya ko nabauma kwa FDC bakakangana yande you were a problem. You the one actually who caused all these losses. Echimechi iwe kukatika nako utichi.
Muka pointing as political parties. Mukabya ngoko mangana bya mutwa mulo memu. Lero inywe bakali twabwo mama mule bakali batandi nyo usuma mukashare ngo mulo memu. So FDC initially yabe yasi itiniyo political head hanu niyo yakabe. It is only them, and if they cannot be them, shouldn't be anyone else. Like you know, there is a saying an enemy banatuka bakachitobora mwarusungu aho ebakora bati mukanabya emona sen betu enemy wao wamabiwa number 3 ke ukayisangana number 2 wabere muharani kundi ukabya in the next line of succession. So it is possible that the fact that FDC yayamabere wa Amaani due to the entangles eraize ye entumu yayaberengeraho manga mama bya envious so ini ngibayitera kwa side yayo but kikirimanyisa ya ngo deri arakebawa
abo kuba wamarangira for example lekanga kweye ekirangererako okwa karuruka woman MP for example Florence Matungo obururako mitwali 5 na kanana owenyowe kama Mafatuma amatungo bururu mitwali 2 n'engumi 5 around. For them they said, for example, if Kamama was not in that race, Florence would have gone back to parliament. But just because Kamama was in that race, so she confused everything and Sarah Ichungu declared.
Abandu betwabe opposition, like I said, the mob lichite mukaya abandu abawuta emeroro. Ekyo ngesa likibu. Mungasiko bakuburanyete a division yetu muto naiko kwa level twama iweyinga tune hanu FDC naute Amaani awayangana bana from different parts of the district. They have strongholds. We also have strongholds. For example, Fabi to Nasuti, a South Bangatwa Layo, because the South was already evident from the word go. We also thought that a woman named Peter Mas strategic Twanganacha Twamalinkanat maybe a Busongoda North, Rundi, Echoma East, or Naturanganacha. We can still come on around the table. Ibikarove ntos kubabi sharing so that it was kubati kutokwe na RM. Kuna si alitonga opposition movan. You get my point. Now resistance ya yo na remuchabya the strongest only the strong survive. Or you kuwe ya yo na
Evo they were saying they can't sibanga kanyane nyo habo kuba they have been there. They have tested the waters. So you don't have anything to tell them. Evo batia.
That's what we call selfishness. You can't maybe a selfish at the end of the day, you all lose it because munga not discussing enough. When you keep from mabara hatakan, I trouble letter and anger, letter leaders or candidates on the board. Chukayawa. That's what I told them, and that's what has happened. So, Uli Haku Obubanjo NRM. Part of the problem we are caused by the opposition failing to come with a common ground and so look. We are likely to lose from Mabira Chikuba. I also might have a candidate at every level. We are not going to make it because you imagine Mama is Zimbabwe opposition of a chan. NRM Mundum. Chikalu Chako NRM cutting advantage of the division. Now, because we are divided, it tries something with one voice. Okay, would cut from Mubama retriever. What is the way forward? Now, because in your small race or nothing cannot maybe Molomuka Musura, which is not the case.
Abando Muba Kukanyako Batre, you didn't stand behind Sibendi Rebigoko. And yet it was affordable, he had what to put across, he had the votes, he had everything, but we saw you divided in Nyonga Benu. But Jackson Katrika in support of him, Sibendi Rebigogo, you are saying since for us who have been behind Sadi Chembo, then we continue supporting Sadi Chembo. Why was that confusion?
As an NUP leader, a loyalty I see by individuals. My loyalty is my NUP. There's a values, there's a principles as a chitabe. Omundu nga comrade wa ikati kodi nganabi munyo newewe na nauti bya mukora nkomo abalangero kwa multi purpose. But for me, I'm not in leadership or kwa basis here be emotional. I already saw what had happened at the top of my FDC. By the way, we go na munyo newe. But when it comes to party politics, the party comes the first. I don't move by emotions. So, in yet FDC at the time, it was difficult for us to support them because of information that covered at the top. Most of their leaders had sold out to the NRA. Now, and recently, you saw them doing the same thing.
So you were scared to be in that group and be sold out.
Associating with the people who have sold out. No. Let me move with abantu abakino kwa value. Mukana yo machite beto buli muna not vendor rabewo. Abantu abo bawomera bifudisi n'abantu who believe in the opposition kena banga tuswekire ngubwa kechite bekere mo hwaho. Twamabere cyane hawa ebekora byabo. I may not say single anyone befudisi abo see they are like that, but unfortunately our leaders above at the top baby tukangana, but they are much more money oriented than the cause. So it's the main reason why I couldn't associate in a group known for having defected to our members who are well known for having one either betrayed the party or for having been selfish, putting their values first than the party values. It's the reason why I had to distance myself from a setting ringai.
Then itunimo and embere nomukane okwetu waitu msamaliri tuli na basisa Brian kandi tukakana okumwati owe opposition erangerende opposition tukatimenyera inde kasese for a long time over 20 years yirwe omumi kono ye opposition beto hatya utukabwira opposition ine mwenda embere neri Amaani. So tulino mwembebetya basisa Brian owe nup atuwere nabusana nachi tukarangira change sinemwende mbere neribyaho. Wait basisa omunange naiburia in the what are the strategies now that we are going to put on ground erangere inde mukamentaininga obuhagizi bukuwenyu hane kasese such that by 2031 mubye imukirawute Amaani awo irihiraho a competition
as a must. Some of the reasons why we didn't make it umakalwaka well. In the courts, as a must, we still have to link up as opposition leaders, and then basing
ever since the election ended, have you ever had any engagement with FDC, with PFF, and the other parties?
We have not made an engagement. One, abandu bachino mabuli bwa Amaani, our election eyabi stolen. That is one. Echakavere, remember she petitions chino mwenda mbere across the country. Abandu banamu filinga ya mesango yawo. So tulindira abandu abo tulangere cooking ekaba borayitiki. Amabi akinde banike by election ndo maba kinde basubire victory yabo. Bakimi babetandika office officially. So when tukalangera abamabanda bakasucceeding and those who have not, tukende enda tukabanangana kan as opposition leaders, twende tuka-identifying what could be the major factors that did lead us to the victory. If we can listen to each other, we can regain a stronghold here tunge kasese. If we don't, it is also likely that we may face the same challenges. So it is now up to us as the leaders and then to assessing a situation of why we didn't make it. For now, and that making those changes. So in Jengo Mwembetewa NUP, I am going to open to other political leaders on Mwakasese, and then we see how we can revive the opposition on Mwakasese.
Now, as you are planning for that, omundu wange nanze remenya ba foot soldier abakineyo kwa ground kasi we are not seeing any association. We don't see people associating with you anymore. Ebindu ebibirebet
wamekakane kwa issue ya ba foot soldiers, the quest by government arenda ikaba hunting down. So munomu wane sa ngo shadon skas no pinga mamo. Some say it is attributed to a schedule the Savio Quachiteve some time ago. Eboba Nayu, Abandi, Makazo Kaba no Mari, but they are following what is happening. Aba the government here looking up. But Sichirima is a yango, a Chitave Siva Chanzir, Iku Chitave Bana Chanzire, and the train gain you Pichuka corroborate no Macharayer.
Tukalangira a nopo of recent we are really on the list. Yeah, we call them political prisoners. Hano kasese okwa list tuche komanga.
Aba political prisoners specifically abekitebeche NUP. The fact that ngabisinga basiku I will assume nyete bangana byasebaleyo. Bamaye bali mwango maybe ibabatwalireyo not on a party basis. Maybe bali yokwenda misango. Kundu wangana bya member we kitebe etuke ewa yakola certain acts as an individual. Otherwise aba political prisoners abangabi banasiwe like I told you just ngaleka na ebisobo kuchi on air. Bama baleyo either it can be citrus. You get my point. Runde baleyo kwenda misango. But as of now singata saba na report mwabutuko bonu kunde abanga bereyo obutuko bomushakulu kyagulanye maso mwakasese they were released. Beto currently I don't think yet tunaba weta mwakasese hano. However, I cannot be sure about that because obutuko watukana na mashango mesyo ukabiuka yahikayo kyomuna kuba tubano mbananyeha motuku wakaloro na because abandu abandi they do not know what they are supposed to do. Omundu bakana mukyajinge bangwikera emesango maybe because so with access to a lawyer nasanga mabikera omusango owatakola ke maybe out of fear akanka maybe bakimupadoninga because the last time they looked us up mutwe yabandi banemba kabati mo bahamba abo yambale byambalo bya kiri NUP so abandi bakana bahamba isibasibwe but if they are there it's the public here to notifying so that we can do something about it.
Wait msamaliri owe TV eye tayari West TV tunemwende mbere onuni basisa Brian tunemwende mbere nerikana yako nayo kumyatsi opposition kandi nemyatsi yechitunga chikuwabo HNUP weitu itunemuwonzerera omukanya okuwetu nikanywachi ko wete okubahagizi abalyeyo abange nabya maybe banemuhu Amaani sibalirangira maybe mwamaikano kulevo yerichinga office bakarangira sali progress ukabaha ukabaha mahachi
ama wangahira yaba member betu ekyo kubanza bali ku Amaani because ekitebeche NUP chuta bagizi banga nabe. That's why some of us mchinatulangira omasha camera matulangira kwa marriage tukapassing information mwatubana kwa social media. So one muliki wa Amaani because NUP has a very big base across the district and across the country. Ekakabe NUP is no longer actually wango a appearance in yesa. It's now an ideology. It's an ideology, nichendo that you can have in your mind. Waminya wote, these are my basic principles. Ebyanga ita omwachitebe rundi omwleadership ye chitebe ni ABCD. Tukabora bandu banga nabe tuti even if you remove ebindu very physical, wote ngoma destroying an ideology, you'll be wasting your time. Ngamakwera an example is in the Middle East. I will not tell you that every couple of Middle East never do the boy. But the fact that the ideology is no more band who believe more kind and better is either for the good causes or for the bad ones. But the fact that ideology is no more band, Gamako example, Kalangranga Israel, Yama be destroying Gaza to Rabo. But the fact that existence and reach now come to ideology is passing on to other members. How much exchange a crisis say why within the shortest time it is very difficult to remove an ideology. So NUP is now an ideology, you don't aband. There are abandu betubamye but we are there so many. Chechikale kuwalangera tukaruka na motu kwa kaloro kichagulanyi. Omwa books nabano bulubuni na kusinga the rest of other leaders. Even when they are fighting him. Narukindi buria kiuwagizicha kwenye kabuba nati yet they are trying to fight him. You are not fighting an individual, you are fighting an ideology or you are fighting a cause. So it is impossible area where ideology already airing the minds of the people omusha kuchagulanyi even when he's away, but the following he has is still so overwhelming that up to now bakaba no musundikanya langaranga bamamu atakwa bati. Those are some of ebyanangana nga kusobolera
itune munzerera honorable aba unasi hatia muri opposition parties isatu hano Kasese muri benupu muri hale FDC ne PFF nukongalia kuburaya ndi do you sometimes communicate with those people because itune munzerera kanyaka maybe okwa Saulo Mate akanyaka okwa Ronald Kabuku.
My current ties with PFF are very strong. That's why mukanalete ensonga y'abasadi n'ey'abasawolo Mate esha ties ya in PFF is so solid at the moment. Ekyamasi yalire sahanu biye langera FDC where we can come in where we find it relevant, but as of now my current ties in the PFF because for malangresha ideology syawe sahanu much of the ideology when ukalangera they are not in agreement with the current NRA leadership. The FDC ya so disgruntled munamu abandu banganabe abangabere ene ba icon abekitebe nero babiri byanga betraying their own people kitekera abandu abandi babyanga abakaita nakuyo. So we are in so much contact with the PFF that at the moment we don't have any problem with them. Can't normalize ningo FDC because of leadership those cracks SRM kisikara komona bolanga adilinge na mundu wa hayu hikir because uka nomulenkana yacu you never know angana na very associating ne team area eyabandu banoma about no this group here say it all right. So a relationship ya esa eno ya money is between us and the PFF. We are not against the FDC, but bangana changing their ways of operation. They are welcome now to and then we see where did they go wrong or where did we go wrong, so that it's no longer how we can come up with items that can lead us to victory.
Why have we failed you as opposition? Why have you failed to agree, for example, okwa one presidential candidate, for example, one member of one contestant for an MP seat? Why are you still failing to agree on that as we are winding up?
If you want wamanda eribya logical amabendu bya kalolo beno bamabendero kwa level ya party president utole iwa winga in now Mushakuru Isaac wamabyule mu opposition wu naturally walangiro tukwa candidate aba maso yutamani ne wahai esa henu NUP has the biggest number of candidates and MP candidates in the country, even when we are pressed against the wall. So it would be discouraging. Eriaba no mundu ita wuti following. Niruwa wuti you korechi, you be a party president when you heading a band. So it is up to other political parties. Erisa ininga in for our president Yachagorani. In that way, kun you wuti obuwagizibonga nabi. Mukanada byahano kwa shadia ra form start rate other candidates were getting 00, 01, 02, 03. Now you cannot front that one. So echi ngamachera kara aband other political parties who may not be in agreement with our party president, but injengalingana ya Niki opposition yikala iya winga yucha mani no wahai but bamawa but bakisistingeri era wabanda ban still tukaswangi hako molo monu oyama vitu leadinga for the past 40 years. We are now going to get 45 years if we are not careful. So a problem yasira haho so amabeta sayendo ko level ya MP same story mukaba no mundu you know Amaani so muleba no mundu you very weak but bakaba very insisting ere ko level yawo. It's the reason why we say okay like robosi frontinge oyiki haho abi inich iyanoy.
So inyubosi imukandi mukasi ya rumabaf at the end of the day.
At the end of the day abantu tobaboro kwa nene. This is something I emphasize. But none my leadership person yatulema and the current NRA regime no mutwara sing mwikiraniza ye tukologane bikaro beno era tube abane tulangira abawutra mani mu bana obole munakayiwa nakende talk because umwasamu a element of selfishness. Now what might be selfish in most cases, you either lose it or you either lose out or you benefit less. What more benefiting actually uka benefiting acheke abendi byakola abako because actually competition you cannot always assume that you will always be winning.
Do you think you are going to reclaim Kasese 2031? Esa no tukarangira Kasese yabiri bya yellow overwhelmingly. Are you going to change that course?
For as long as we are in a democratic system of governance, we can claim every seat. You get my point? As long as someone says chikube cha government ekiri wangu itwamanz or no bakale kabandu bakayitwiramo ebikalo byusi bikisasa from opposition, that one enenge kubwere without any fear or favor, and it is our prayer to see institutions siriki byange shababere overtaking taking a responsibility. A institution EC be independent, a institution judiciary be independent, the legislature, the parliament be independent. Twama bya independent tukakola kintu ekihikira konde nakaloka nukumatabya ekikobe kye government twangana banere at least some seats if we wouldn't achieve all betwanga because ngabe kubona nti hano bikaro byangali very very sure it mutu wasinga beto ekikuba mutabya kinene iyo a direction ikalwa from somewhere yangu twabiri twamu abandu balebire sipatalaba muliki bayira akalo muliki bayira ya victory mwereyeyo abandu baitu aba NRM. So that's the challenge we got. Na rungalingikana ya yitutoma bana mu democratic governance ekasses kisori claiming ebikaro byus mama tende baneke rigging can it is my prayer ndikwacha byachitia. Otherwise we have had enough of the NRA government. NRM yabiri bya multipurpose omukolo bahagar omwabubandi wakalulu banemu omwabubandi ubiribesha sendesi ya taxpayer banemu omugura binga matraka bamabiribya the master of the evil in the entire country, and it's very unfortunate for our country. Twanga tukabya baralangererako mubasiko basane pretense ngo bakasalurira abantu kwenze bawetha abantu byabo event, and now we have come to realize that we are fooled for the past 40 years.
Okay. Waito musamaliri twamaika oko ihinda omukane ukwetu ture na basisa Brian kando ono ni high ranking member kandi ni chairperson owe NUP hano oma Kasese district. Ture tukakana yako nayo okumati wererangira ibonga opposition bakeisubuliriya bate Kasese district hanyuma yere kimenyera ndi overwhelmingly NRM muyasinga karuru okwa parliamentary level, kwa presidential level, kwa showombora na bakansalaz abate bamutinamo. So twamakane yako nayo kandi twamakimenyera ndi no office yukwabo ya sibwe butongole yabere chengebwa okwandambyeno omwame basisa Brian, so akakolera hano wewe wamamwanza in case wamanza obuhereza bukuwiwe iwamuterera kasimu ama iwasa hano owewe hane kameibu wasinja kusibu eribi unemukamiriri omwatsi ninje Mate Ishaq omunyamakuru wukwawo hano Kasese district habwe kinemba eche Tayari West TV.